Hello, this is Mike Celestino from Laughing Place, and with Disneyland's highly anticipated Star Wars Galaxy's Edge expansion opening a mere 3 weeks from now, and Walt Disney World's version joining just a few months after that, we thought it would be a good time to create a primer video for the new areas, a go-to guide with everything that's been officially announced all in one spot. The possibility of a fully dedicated Star Wars land for Disney parks was first teased way back at D23 Expo 2013 as Project Orange Harvest, less than a year after Disney had purchased Lucasfilm, and then we didn't really hear a peep about it again until 2 years later, when Disney CEO Bob Iger revealed on stage at the 2015 Expo
a jaw-dropping new world that represents our largest single-themed land expansion ever.
Of course, we didn't know the name Star Wars Galaxy's Edge until after another 2 years passed by, and the land's massive model was unveiled at D23 Expo 2017. By that point, construction had already been well underway at both Disneyland and Disney's Hollywood Studios theme parks, with the former's Rivers of America having been shortened to make room for the required 14 acres. Then, as the months of building went by, Disney eventually announced the opening year, seasons, then concrete dates of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, May 31st, 2019 at Disneyland Resort, and August 29th, 2019 at Walt Disney World. Rather than use one of the familiar locations found in pre-existing Star Wars media, Galaxy's Edge is set in the ancient, run-down settlement of Black Spire Outpost on the outer rim planet of Batuu. Once a bustling trading post, though after the advent of hyperspace travel, it became a port for smugglers, rogue traders, and adventurers. Known for its many towering petrified trees, Batuu is a place in the Star Wars universe where you'd go if you don't want to be found. While Batuu did not appear in any Star Wars stories prior to the announcement of Galaxy's Edge, the planet and its Black Spire outpost have since been incorporated in a number of current canon novels and comic books, including Star Wars Thrawn Alliances, Star Wars Pirates Price, Marvel's Star Wars Galaxy's Edge series, and the upcoming Star Wars Galaxy's Edge A Crash of Fate and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Black Spire. Once Disneyland or Disney's Hollywood Studios guests step through the gates into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, they'll find themselves in a fully realized, highly immersive world, where everything is set in-universe, up to and including the Coke bottles, which will be printed in the invented writing system called Arabesh. Disney cast members working in the land will behave as though they reside in the Star Wars galaxy, and no indication that Star Wars exists as a fictional story will be present within the area. Even the merchandise on sale in the shops will be conspicuously devoid of the familiar Star Wars logo. Speaking of shops, there will be numerous detailed locales within Black Spire Outpost where visitors can pick up local trinkets, apparel, ancient artifacts, toys, or even their own creatures or droids. At Savi's workshop, Jedi admirers can construct and purchase custom lightsabers thanks to the help of a group called the Gatherers, who teach people the ways of the Force in the absence of the long-extinguished Jedi Order. There will also be legacy lightsabers available, replicating the famous weapons seen in the Star Wars movies and television series. Though the story of the land may evolve going forward, as of its opening, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge will take place between episodes 8 and 9 in the larger Star Wars saga. The evil First Order is still a threat to the Resistance, and both opposing military groups have a presence on Batuu, as evidenced by ships like the new TIE Echelon, X-Wing and A-Wing fighters, and the ITS shuttle. These factions even have their own establishments in and around Black Spire Outpost, Resistance Supply and First Order Cargo, where recruits to either group can pick up propaganda, hats, pins, and other accessories emblazoned with each side's respective iconography. At the Creature Stall, guests can shop for plush and plastic versions of some of the many critters who have appeared throughout the 4-decade history of Star Wars media, including Wampas, Tauntauns, Puffer Pigs, Banthas, Dewbacks, and of course Porgs. But the best item has to be this Kowakian monkey lizard, who can sit on your shoulder and is operated like a puppet, similar to Pandora the World of Avatar's Banshees. Toydarian Toymaker, run by a character named Zabaka, who will be seen in silhouette on the shop's rear window, sells products inspired by handcrafted toys Disney Imagineers saw in a Moroccan marketplace. But the most intriguing and detailed gift shop will likely be Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities, which specializes in high-end collectibles and has the potential to contain more Star Wars Easter eggs than any other part of Galaxy's Edge. An animatronic figure of Doc Ondar will haggle with guests in his Ithorian language from his perch overlooking the store. Other shops include the clothing retailer Black Spire Outfitters, the Jewels of Bith, and finally the Droid Depot. Similar to Savi's Workshop's lightsabers, this location will allow guests to construct and purchase their own custom droids out of an array of available parts. The remote control droids can then be outfitted with one of 3 personality chips: First Order, Resistance, or Smuggler, which will affect how it will behave and interact with the land around it. An interaction with the land around you is a key element to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which will largely be performed via the free Play Disney Parks app, downloadable to your mobile device. Using the app, guests will have the opportunity to translate Arabesh phrases found around Black Spire Outpost's architecture, scan objects around the spaceport to discover surprises, tune into communications sent by the planet's many residents to uncover stories and secrets throughout the land, and hack into devices, control panels, and droids. There's also a game called Outpost Control, accessible via Play Disney Parks, which allows guests to pledge their allegiance to either the First Order or the Resistance by capturing points scattered throughout Black Spire Outpost. Guests will also encounter and interact with characters both new and familiar, and we can expect to see some famous voices and faces pop up, such as Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, and Frank Oz, all reprising their roles from the Star Wars movie franchise, among others. Plus, legendary composer John Williams has also composed and recorded a new symphonic suite that will play somewhere in the land and is already available to stream or download online. Now, all of this running around and enjoying the architecture, atmosphere, and interaction with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is bound to make visitors hungry, which is why it's fortunate there will be several options for food and beverage within the land. The most popular hangout spot is almost certainly going to be Oga's Cantina, where bar-goers can imbibe both alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks like the Fuzzy Tauntaun, the Carbon Freeze, and the Bloody Rancor. Entertaining guests in the cantina with his musical selections will be DJ Rex, long after losing his job as a Star Tours pilot, and once again voiced by Pee Wee Herman actor and comedian Paul Reubens. Other places to get food and drink will include Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo, Ronto Roasters, the Milk Stand, home of the notorious blue and green milk, and Kat Saka's Kettle, where you can pick up an Outpost mix of popcorn. As with the merchandise, the food will be themed as in-universe meats and vegetables like shock roast, smoked Kadu ribs, Felucian garden spread, and fried Endorian tip-yip. But what would a Disney theme park land be without rides? At its opening, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge will feature one e-ticket attraction, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, a flight simulator which puts guests at the helm of the fastest ship in the galaxy while working for the pirate Hondo Onaka, who appears in animatronic form in the ride's queue. A full-size recreation of the Millennium Falcon itself will also be parked outside the attraction's entrance, and your performance controlling the ship inside the ride will affect your reputation among other characters in the land. Another state-of-the-art attraction, the dark ride called Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, will open later this year and sends guests on a shuttle from Batuu to the deck of a First Order Star Destroyer, where they'll face off with Kylo Ren and 2 giant AT-AT walkers. Walt Disney Imagineer and Galaxy's Edge project leader Scott Trowbridge calls Rise of the Resistance,
and it is the most epic, it is the biggest, it is the one of the most complex attraction experiences that we or anybody else has ever built.
While Disneyland's Star Wars Galaxy's Edge does open on Friday, May 31st, guests will need already distributed complimentary reservations to enter the land until Monday, June 24th, when it opens to all Disneyland attendees. However, no reservations will be required to enter Galaxy's Edge at Disney's Hollywood Studios when it opens there on Thursday, August 29th. Just a regular park ticket and lots of patience. For much more information and ongoing coverage as we approach the opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, be sure to visit laughingplace.com.